Karen's laugh was a hyena's cackle, sharp enough to curdle the sunset. She stood by my ranch gate, her floral dress straining at the seams, waving a padlock like a dictator's scepter. For 3 years, I'd poured my soul into this land, won 20 acres of sweat, calluses, and dreams in the Montana dust. Now, this self-appointed HOA tyrant, who'd never lifted a finger beyond her manicured nails, had chained my gate shut, claiming my unapproved barn violated her rules. Rules she'd invented. I'm Jake, a third-generation rancher, and that gate was my lifeline. It wasn't just a gate. It was access to my herd, my crops, my home. Karen, the HOA president who'd moved into the neighboring lot 6 months ago, had decided my existence offended her sense of suburban order. She'd waddled over one morning, her clipboard a weapon, declaring my barn's red paint an eyesore and my livestock a public nuisance. Never mind that her neighborhood was one McMansion plopped on a subdivided lot, surrounded by my grazing fields. "You can't just lock my gate, Karen," I said, my voice steady but boiling inside. My hired hands, Miguel and Sarah, stood behind me, their faces tight with fury. Miguel's fists clenched. Sarah clutched her work log like a shield. Karen smirked, her chins wobbling. "I can and I did. HOA bylaws, sweetie. Your property's a disgrace. Pay the fines or stay out." Fines. Thousands of dollars for nonsense violations, improper fencing, excessive dust, unauthorized chickens. I'd ignored her letters, thinking she was all bluster. Big mistake. That morning, I'd found my gate chained, my cattle stranded, and my irrigation lines cut off. Karen had the only key, and she wasn't sharing. "You're trespassing," I said, stepping closer. The air smelled of dry grass and her overpowering perfume. "This gate's on my land." "Wrong," she snapped, waving a surveyor's map. "This strip 5 acres, including the gatiest mine. Bought it last week. You're locked out, cowboy." My stomach dropped. She'd exploited a decades-old boundary dispute, a sliver of land my granddad never bothered to clarify. Karen had swooped in, purchased it from a distant heir, and now held my ranch hostage. Miguel cursed under his breath. Sarah's eyes burned with tears. "You can't do this," Sarah said, her voice shaking. "Jake's family built this place. You're just a nobody with a power trip," Miguel finished, his accent thick with anger. Karen's eyes narrowed. "Talk to my lawyer. Until then, enjoy walking." She turned, her dress swishing, and waddled back to her SUV, leaving us staring at a padlock glinting in the fading light. That night, I didn't sleep. I sat on my porch, the ranch house creaking under the weight of my failure. My herd was starving, my crops wilting. Karen's lot wasn't just a gate. It was my road, my water line, my everything. I could fight her in court, but that'd take years and money I didn't have. She knew it. That's why she smiled. By dawn, I had a plan. Not a good one, but a desperate one. I called my old friend, Tom, a real estate shark who'd owed me since I bailed him out of a bar fight in '09. "Find me that lot's title history," I said. "Every detail." Tom delivered. The 5-acre strip Karen bought. It was part of a larger parcel, fragmented years ago. The rest of it, 20 acres, including her precious McMansion, was still for sale. The seller, a retiree in Florida, didn't care who bought it, as long as the price was right. Karen had only snagged the gate lot because it was cheap. She hadn't thought bigger. I would. I cashed out my savings, mortgaged the ranch, and called in every favor. By week's end, I owned the 20 acres surrounding Karen's house. Her lot was now an island in my sea, and I had plans for my new land. The next morning, I drove to Karen's gate, her actual gate, the one leading to her driveway. I nailed up a sign, "Private property. No trespassing. Owner, Jake Harlan." Then I parked my truck across her access road and waited. Karen stormed out, her face redder than my barn. "What is this?" she shrieked, waving at my truck. "New property line," I said, leaning against the hood. "See, I bought the land around you. Your driveway runs through my acres now. You're landlocked, Karen." Her mouth opened, then closed, like a fish gasping. "You can't." "Oh, I can." I handed her a stack of papers. "Eviction notices. You've got 30 days to vacate. Your house sits on my land now. Check the title." She snatched the papers, her hands trembling. "This is illegal. I'll sue." "Go ahead," I said. "But lawyers cost money, and I hear you're drowning in HOA fines." I'd done my homework. Karen's McMansion was leveraged to the hilt. Her HOA fines, a scam to fund her lifestyle. She'd overplayed her hand. Miguel and Sarah joined me, their grins wide. "Karma's a rancher," Miguel said, spitting into the dust. Karen's eyes darted between us, her smugness gone. For the first time, she looked small, her floral dress a clown's costume in the morning light. "You'll regret this," she hissed, but her voice cracked. "Regrets your department," I said. "Pack up." The next weeks were chaos. Karen lawyered up, but her case was weak. My title was ironclad, and her gate stunt had alienated the county officials. They weren't fans of city folks bullying ranchers. Meanwhile, I reopened my gate, got my cattle fed, and started rebuilding. The community rallied, neighbors brought feed, volunteers fixed fences. Even old man Carter, who'd never liked me, dropped off a case of beer with a grunt of, "Screw that woman." Karen's McMansion went quiet. Her SUV stopped coming and going. Word spread she was selling, but nobody wanted a house surrounded by my land. By month's end, she was gone, her lot abandoned, her HOA dissolved. I heard she moved to Boise, chasing another subdivision to terrorize. Good riddance. Standing by my gate, now wide open, I watched the sunset paint my ranch gold. Miguel and Sarah were laughing, tossing hay bales like kids. The land was mine again, every acre earned through grit and a gamble. Karen thought she could break me, but she forgot. Ranchers don't bend. We built. The end.